We're going to this sandwich place that has this fried bologna sandwich that also has like really good looking kettle potato chips on it, like on the sandwich. And I'm really looking forward to it.
You're looking forward to a fried bologna sandwich
with potato chips on it.
Potato chips on it.
Correct.
In New Orleans.
Yes.
Send me the name of this place.
It's called Turkey and the Wolf.
Turkey and the Wolf?
Yeah. It looks so good.
Turkey and the Wolf.
Hey, hold on. I'm going to tell you what the sandwich is.
I've got to see this sandwich.
I was looking it up last night because you know I'm on a bit of a fast at the moment.
Oh, nothing like longing. Oh, I see it.
Doesn't it look good?
That's a delightful looking sandwich.
Okay, it's fried bologna,
Yep.
mom's hot mustard, potato chips,
Is that peanut
shredded
butter on
lettuce.
top?
No, it's mayo.
Okay.
And American cheese
Okay.
on toast.
So it's a fried bologna sandwich with chips on top.
Yeah.
And that's what you're most looking
Yeah, I
forward
want the
to.
chips on my fried bologna sandwich.
You can do
Correct.
that at the house. Well, you can't.
Yeah,
do
but
that
it's
right
different.
now, but like you
It's
can do
different.
It at the, how's it different?
It just is. I want someone to make me. Doesn't it look good? Their pictures of their sandwiches look so good. I like to torture myself when I can't eat, and I go through the menus of every restaurant that I have on my schedule coming up, and so I busted out the bachelorette party itinerary and was going through every menu last night, and that's what stood out to me when you just asked me that question. I'll always get some beignets.
They got a collard green melt, if that's what you're into.
No, I'm into the fried bologna sandwich with potato chips on top.
But listen. You got slow cooked collards, Swiss cheese,
They all sound good.
pickled cherry pepper dressing,
Yes.
and cold slaw on toasted rye.
Yeah, that sounds good too.
Ooh,
Their burger looks good as well.
okay.
They have a vegan chicken tender sandwich.
I'll get that out of here.
I don't know. It sounds kind of good.
What was the song?
It was an S Club 7 song
Oh,
called
S
Everybody
Club
Wants
7.
Ya. It's a deep cut on the S Club 7 discography. Cause everybody wants ya, and everybody needs ya. Da 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 da. That I'm a great believer that I got you. Yeah, I don't know what the words are. I just made the bottom part of that up, but
Oh, really?
it is Everybody Wants Ya.
Okay.
Na 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 na. It sounded
Did you
very
keep it?
Disney Channel. Of course I kept it. I would
Oh.
never delete an S
Oh,
Club
my
7
goodness.
song. What do you think I am, a monster? What's up, everybody? It is Tuesday, November 12th. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass. Coming up on today's show, the Cup is here. The NBA Cup begins tonight. The Grizzlies don't start their Cup play until Friday, but we will go around the NBA. Cavs keep winning. Wemby is not a human. We'll get into all the latest from the National Basketball Association. We'll also talk about last night's Monday Night Football action. Are the Dolphins still a legit player in the playoffs? What about the Rams? We'll get into all of that. Will Coleman is going to join us about 40 minutes in to talk about the 2-0 Memphis Tigers. They beat UNLV on the road this past weekend. PJ Haggerty continues his second half heroics. We'll get into all that with Will, and then we'll end with a little TV Tuesday. I finally finished Disclaimer. I have a bold take. CJ will get into what he's watching. We'll talk about SNL from this week as well. We'll continue through the week. You know what we say. $5 foot long.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Justin Timberlake.
I'm bringing sexy back.
The Forget Tomorrow World Tour. Live in Memphis. Justin Timberlake. FedEx Forum, Saturday, November 23rd. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The brand new single Selfish is available to stream and download now.
So if I get jealous, I can't help it.
For more, hit up justintimberlake.com.
We have not talked to you since we got the big fella that's going to go next to you. What has impressed you about him, though? Just being on the same court with him, because you've watched him a lot in college. You got to see him. We got to see him very, very little in summer league.
Very quick twitch, like decision making.
Yeah.
No real fear of anything. Like very vocal, able to talk through the game. But I mean, like, do win Player of the Year twice. Like
I know.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
The three big beats this week. One was root for points in honor of John Roser. How about that Miami-Louisville game? Crushed the over, which was 60. Finished with 97 total points, 52-45. Meanwhile, the Academy's covering again, both Army and Navy, getting the job done.
This.
Army, best start since 96.
America.
Navy crushed Charlotte. They're ranked 23rd and 24th in the country.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, ay. Let's have a little fun now. Ay. I wanna let it all out. Ay. That's what's it all about. Ay. Ay. Cause I deserve this feeling, I have it my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope you're having a wonderful start to the week. Shout out to the Memphis Hustle, who fell last night, but it was their home opener at the Landers Center. They lost to the hated Mexico City Capitans. CJ, do you remember Trey Burke?
That's my guy.
That's your guy.
That was a block. It was
He
clean.
destroyed the Hustle last night.
Did he?
34 points.
Shout
on
out.
12 of 20 shooting.
Hell yeah.
Also had,
How the hell did Trey Burke not get a shot with this
rebounds,
Grizzlies
2
team
steals.
last year?
was he not one of the 10
Yeah.
days? Just one of them.
Just
at some
one
point.
of them at some point.
A Michigan great.
God.
Now with the Mexico City Capitans.
Shout out to Trey Burke.
Yeah, I know. Grizzlies were, not Grizzlies, Hustle were led by Lucas Williamson and Armando Baycott. Do you know who else plays for the Mexico City Capitans? Juan Toscano Anderson. Learned that yesterday.
Really?
He's now found his way with the Mexico City G League team. Anyway, if you want to go support the Hustle, they have 6 home games this month, 5 left after the one last night. And this is where I remind you, Memphis Hustle games are awesome. Like, I had serious FOMO. I could not go to the game last night. I was a little preoccupied. However, I can't wait to get back there and get some Memphis Hustle chicken fingers because they are the superior sports chicken fingers in this here city. And they are delightful. I was at home watching Monday Night Football. Did you watch the game last night?
I did.
You want to know what I learned last night?
What?
I really don't enjoy watching the Miami Dolphins.
Really?
Because, and I know this is silly, because football is full of injuries and somebody can get injured all the time, and they do regularly. I hate watching Tua Tagovailoa play football now. It makes, and then he goes and tries to tackle someone with his head, and I feel like I'm
Head first. Like, what are you doing, kid?
I feel like I'm yelling at a baby, like, no, Tua, no!
Tua!
What are you doing?
No, Tua!
No, Tua, bad Tua. But I don't enjoy it as much. I found myself like more on my phone than usual during this game, and it is crazy because the Dolphins are an entirely different team with Tua at quarterback. They were 1-3 without him. Now getting the win last night, they're 3-6 on the season. Beat the Rams 23-15. But I don't know how much of the Dolphins I can watch the rest of the year, which I know is just a very bizarre mental barrier, but I definitely noticed it last night.
Was it last week? Maybe the week before, I can't remember. I think it was last week. Tua ends up scrambling, moving out of the pocket to scramble, and the live reaction from the man commentating the game was, "Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!" We don't see or hear that from somebody calling games, especially in that sport, in that sort of a way,
right?
Where it is, to your point, so full of injuries: knees, ankles, legs, arms, ribs. Steve McNair played with a broken sternum for all of those games that one season, right? Like we're used to bodies being battered and broken, but we know so much about the effect of CTE on you, especially later on in life. And we know so much about the damage that head trauma can bring you later in life that everybody is watching Tua. And it is just like, oh, please just don't bang your head anymore, man. And so when plays like the one last night pop off, I think it is a common thing for there to be a bit of a cringiness to it, to watching somebody with all of these concussions go head first into trying to make a tackle on a play, which was a terrible throw, by the way. But we can't even focus on how bad a throw that was because we just want him to get up off of the ground after trying to make the tackle.
Yeah. The Dolphins did save the entire state of Florida. The state of Florida and all of its football playing members needed saved as the Dolphins kept them from going completely over from this weekend of football. We talked about it yesterday with the Bucks, the Bucks, the Jags, Miami, Florida, Florida State, UCF, South Florida, Florida Atlantic, Bethune-Cookman, Florida A&M, and Stetson all losing over the weekend, and only the Dolphins could keep them from going 0-12, and the Dolphins did keep them from going 0-12. Do you believe in this Dolphins team when it comes to the wild card race? They're on the outside looking in, 3 wins on the season, but the AFC's wild card race will be maybe one of the most interesting storylines as we continue on this latter half of the NFL season.
Yes, because they're still so fast.
Their schedule's so easy.
Is it?
Are you ready for this?
Schedule. Yeah, let's go. I'm going to count wins.
Okay, so their schedule the rest of the way. Raiders.
Win.
Patriots.
Win.
At Packers.
All right.
Jets.
Win.
At Texans.
Okay.
Niners.
Okay.
At Browns.
Win.
At Jets. That's 5 wins.
That's 5 wins.
They should have a true chance. As of today, like when you look at the AFC, you have Chiefs, Bills, Steelers, Texans as their division leaders, and then the wild card would be Ravens, Chargers, Broncos. I have deep belief in the Ravens getting one of those wild card spots. I'm flirting with deep belief in the Chargers getting one of those wild card spots because they have been solid, and once again, all Jim Harbaugh does is go and figure out a way to play winning football. It took a little bit at Michigan, but finally got the national championship. And then the Broncos feel sturdy, but could have really used the win over the Chiefs from the weekend. And then you have the Dolphins, the Bengals, the Colts, and the Jets technically chasing that other spot. And I would put the Dolphins right in there with the Bengals and the Broncos, which is crazy considering the stretch that they had to deal with. And the Bengals being in there is crazy considering how many games they gave up early in the season that should have been wins on their schedule.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That offense for the Dolphins, when it is clicking, and it's clicking when Tua's back there at quarterback, because even though he'll bang his head and go limp on the football field, he is still a hell of a quarterback when he's not doing that. And the way he makes decisions and reads and gets the ball out of his hands so quick to those really, really fast receivers and running backs is remarkable, right? Like Jalen Waddle looks so much better when Tua's under center because Tua can get him the ball quickly, and you're getting him the ball quickly and in stride, and Waddle's gone. Tyreek the same way, quickly in stride and gone. And so what you have in Mostert in the backfield, he's had a fine season even without Tua. But now you're adding Tua to this passing attack. That's going to make Raheem Mostert's job all the easier in the backfield. Offensively, I think they'll be fine as long as Tua can stay healthy. And by stay healthy, I mean not get concussed. And then defensively, they're also getting healthy as well. So I think that's bodes well for them in a late season push for a wild card spot.
I was really impressed with them defensively last night. And a part of that is the Rams, despite getting Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua back, like, they seem to be a broken team, especially offensively. They didn't score a touchdown last night. They snapped a 3-game winning streak. 5th scoreless first quarter of the season. 8th first quarter without a touchdown. They were 0-6 on third down in the first half. Watching their offense last night, especially in the first half of that game, was an experience and one that makes me think they're not going anywhere the rest of this season.
You don't want to be in third down and long. I saw this graphic. Are they like 0 for 10, 0 for 11?
It's something. It's a big number.
That's not going to be well. Every now and then you're going to have a couple of bad plays on drives that's going to lend itself to you being behind the chains. And that's going to lend itself to you being in third and 10, third and 11. You got to be able to convert some of those. They're converting. Oh, my mic's not on. They're not converting any of them. They're not converting any of those third and longs right now. So they've got some things to figure out on the offensive side of the ball. I thought Calais Campbell and that Dolphins defensive line in particular were really solid, real disruptive in that game. It was ugly for a bit there in the second quarter when you have what you have. You have the Tua pick where he dives head first into the turf to try and make a tackle. Could have had somebody bang their knee off his head. Now he's down there rigid again.
I couldn't have taken it.
You got
I couldn't have taken it.
Well, right after that play, thankfully it didn't happen, so we can go to the next play, Jessica.
Right.
The Rams just fumbled the football,
Yes.
gave it back to the Dolphins, who then proceeded to Tua throw an interception on that very next drive, right? Like, it wasn't the best of games at times.
And it was like 2 plays or 2 possessions before the Tua interception. Stafford threw an interception. So it went interception, field goal, punt, interception, fumble, fumble. It was not a beautiful brand of football. Did you see Kyron Williams give the dude the wet willy? He put his finger right through the hole of that helmet. I was like, sir, what are you doing? We are adults. First we have Giannis with the too slow. Then we have Kyron Williams going wet willy into the helmet. I will say the only thing that made this not absolutely is that your ear's pretty far back. So he just hit his cheek.
Wait, did he?
His ear's not directly in the hole of the helmet.
Did he? He didn't put his finger in his mouth and do it though.
No.
Okay.
So I guess it's not technically a wet willy.
It's just a willy.
It's just a willy. It's just a dry willy.
Hit him with that dry willy.
I hate a dry willy. That's like, what's going on? But I do love this notion of just adult athletes doing childlike things. Every now and then we got to revert.
As a grown up and as somebody, did you participate in wet willies?
Girls weren't usually like the giver of the wet willies, but we were the receivers of the wet willies.
Wet willies, wedgies, was that your thing? Either no.
No,
probably.
the worst was the twisters.
The purple nurples.
The worst was the twisters.
Purple nurples. Did y'all get into purple nurples?
I had a boy have to write me an apology.
Cause he
gave
how
me.
old was he?
We were like in like 4th grade. It was messed up, and it was like before like there's much. Before puberty has begun. Yeah, so it hurts really bad.
Yeah, it hurts everybody really
Shout
bad.
out Vito. He wrote me a very nice apology.
Do you still have it?
No, I don't still have it.
All right.
I keep a lot. I have all my Beanie Babies, but I don't have the apology
all
from
of your
Vito.
apology letters. I think that as grown-ups, man, we should every now and then be allowed to hit somebody out here in these streets with a wet willy.
Just one?
Just like, yo, you cut me off, you jerk. Oh, and you're popping off at the mouth? Oh, no, come over here and get this purple nurple. Here you go. Let's go. We're going to fight it out. We're going to tussle is what we're going to do. And if I just so happen to find my way behind you, it's going to be a wedgie, atomic style. Let's get it going.
I am absolutely the next person who goes to shake my hand at like a corporate event. I'm going to hit them with this. And then I'll come back around because I don't have any beef with these people.
If somebody hits you with that,
I'd laugh.
Are you going to try and shake their hand again?
Yeah.
There's no way in hell. You hit me with that once,
you're out.
We're never shaking hands again.
And then we're going loser, loser, double loser. As if, get the picture, duh. I forgot a segment of that, but
did.
it's fine. All right, we got NBA Cup action coming up tonight. We will take a quick break. We'll talk about the Memphis Grizzlies, what the injury report looks like as we go into 2 nationally televised games for the Grizzlies coming up against the Lakers tomorrow, and then their first NBA Cup group play game coming up against the Warriors on Friday. But we get 8 group play games tonight for the Cup. We're talking about the Cup. Do we care about the Cup? Are we cool with the Cup? Does the Cup make us care more about these early NBA games here in November? They do for me. We'll talk about the big ones. Plus, the Cavs continue to win. The play of Victor Wembanyama last night, it just blows. When I see those highlights, John Morant and Victor Wembanyama highlights, I will stop and stare every single time they cross my timeline. We'll get into all of that. But I don't know where. We'll be right back.
Who do you see ending up in the SWAC championship game? So give me your East and your West based on what you see right now.
If I had to say from what I've seen this year so far, I think you're probably going to get a Southern Jackson SWAC championship.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify. Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Now every time you go to Miami, you can go see, like, that's a statue of me there.
No, I don't look nothing like that thing, man. Look, I'm sorry.
I would have been offended.
Look at that. That is UTA.
Oh, my God.
Oh, look. Hey, y'all got to get that screenshot, man. Put that on the...
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
One of the things I really do like about the history of the Memphis Grizzlies is that we have people who have moved here and stayed here. I like how much some of those guys have not only made millions here and won games here, but spent real time here and raised children here.
Yes.
And become a real part of the community.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You know, we got to talk about Scottie Pippen Jr. Scottie has inked that contract. He is now officially off the two-way. He is a member of the regular rotation.
Well-deserved, from my opinion. Like, he straight up earned this one from all the time put in last season with the injuries to Summer League.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Behold, the Cup is here. The Emirates NBA Cup group play starts tonight. We have 8 games, CJ. the Grizzlies don't play. I'm a little bummed that the Grizzlies don't play on the opening night of NBA Cup group play. Do we have to call it Emirates NBA Cup group play, or can we just call it the NBA Cup, or can we just call it the Cup? I think we got to shorten this up.
Call it the Cup.
It's the Cup! We don't play tonight. The Grizzlies don't play tonight. But the 2 games on TNT that you can see, Mavs Warriors and Knicks Sixers. Mavs Warriors should be interesting. Knicks Sixers. The Sixers are in near are we tanking this season? And I did decide that outside of saying tanking, we got to come up with something more clever for the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. And so many people have focused on flag, trying to plant the flag or planting flag. I think we go with the Cooper and we just do collapse for Cooper because it's going to be an all-time collapse. All of these teams with 2 wins right now see that gleaming Duke player in the distance in Cooper Flag. I was going to say a different categorization.
What?
That gleaming white player
There we
in
go.
the distance.
There we go. I think we say it's going to be all right if you get the great white.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
2, 3, 4, 5 teams have 2 wins right now. And the Philadelphia 76ers are one of those teams. Granted, we still haven't seen Joel Embiid. I don't know if Joel Embiid's playing tonight against the Knicks, but I am more interested in watching this Warriors team because the Grizzlies do start their group play action against the Warriors on Friday, and it does feel that we are entering a more difficult part of the schedule. Not feels like, coming off of 2 games against the Wizards and the Trailblazers, where we saw the Grizzlies win by a combined 69 points. A very nice performance from the Grizzlies, but a expected of sorts. I wouldn't say expected because of the injuries this team is dealing with, but it was comforting to see them completely, throttle the competition in both of those games. Now you move into a game against the Lakers on Wednesday. You could get lucky with Anthony Davis, who suffered an eye injury over the weekend, and that would be the second game against the Lakers where you don't have Anthony Davis on the other side. Then you get the Warriors, and then you get 2 against the Nuggets. So those are 4 very important Western Conference barometer testers for this team. It's one thing to be able to stack up wins against the likes of the Wizards and the Trailblazers, but if you can, what record would you like to see this Grizzlies group with those 4 games coming up? Lakers, Warriors, Nuggets. I think 2-2 would be a fine setting point. And hopefully they get a couple players back along the way. Marcus Smart moving up the injury report list from out to doubtful. We'll see if he's questionable for the game against the Lakers. John Morant still week to week. It does really bum me out that we have these 2 nationally televised games, and considering how Ja was playing before this injury, and we talked about it yesterday, yay, it's a week-to-week designation, and that's certainly better than any alternative. But I would have done anything to be able to sit down tomorrow night and watch Ja versus the Lakers, and then sit down for the NBA Cup on Friday and watch Ja versus the Warriors.
People in the chat are sharing some ideas for the tank for Cooper Flag.
Okay.
Some are saying the pooper for Cooper or poop for Coop.
We don't talk about poop this morning.
Well, my bad. Wave the white flag. Some are in there saying that. They soliciting the flag is in there. So it's some good ones in there. So keep them coming.
Are you into the Cup? Will you watch tonight?
Yeah. It's first off, if there was no NBA Cup, I'd watch tonight because
it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday and it's basketball on. Now you're playing for something. Sure, absolutely. I will sit down and watch. I think we found that last year, particularly when it came to the single elimination round of this Cup, people were really into it. Even people who had a lot of skepticism about it going in, or people who poked fun at it during the entire time, that we were still into it because it's fun to see tournaments. It's fun to see elimination games. Those are the best things in sports, is win or go home, and we get that in the regular season. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm down to watch it. I think that if you are a team like the Grizzlies, this could be something that gives you a whole lot of confidence real early in the season. If you're able to have success in these games where you can say, look at us, we were one of the best teams early in the season. Let's carry that momentum. I think that's what helped the Indiana Pacers so much last season, was they started the season really strong, and there was a trophy prize that they almost got a hold of in the early parts of the season. They were able to ride that momentum all the way through the rest of the season. So there is something to be said about playing well in these in-season tournament sort of atmospheres and games. It feels different than a regular season game. It's not playoffs, but it's not regular season either. Something in between there, and I look forward to seeing it play out.
I am somebody who can get up for anything that is designated with a trophy and extra money, and you put a name and you put group play for a cup that you were playing for, and I'm like, yes, please, I'll sit down. And it is interesting, just the mental switch that turns on, because even though it's a Tuesday and there's no professional football, there are 3 Maction games tonight. So I'm never gonna look over Ball State Buffalo on a Tuesday, or Western Michigan Bowling Green on a Tuesday, or Central Michigan Toledo, my birthplace, on a Tuesday. But I would normally be interested in catching up on some other television programs that I haven't watched, and instead I will have TNT on for both of those games tonight. Now, Knicks Sixers could get to a point where I don't necessarily feel the need to watch. Is Embiid playing?
He's supposed to come back at some point in time this week. So I'm not sure if that means tonight or another
He has served
game
his
this week.
suspension.
Yeah, served his suspension, and I guess players want this. Also, I feel like in part that's why Embiid wants to come back. I think he wants to come back to play in these types of games, and so he'll be back sooner rather than later. I'm not sure when though.
It is for the Warriors, who have been one of the best teams in the West to start this season. 8-2 start for the Warriors.
Surprise?
Can we call them the biggest surprise? I feel like as long as they have Steph Curry on their team, calling them the biggest surprise is... You want to know my biggest surprise?
Ooh.
Not that they're good, but that they're 12-0. The Cleveland Cavaliers are 12-0 after another win last night. They beat the Bulls 119-113. They were just the 7th team in NBA history to start the season with at least 12 straight wins. Like, that's a crazy good start. And when you look at the teams who have started with 12 straight wins in history in the NBA, only one of them lost in the first round of the playoffs. All of them made the postseason. One lost in the first round, but the others were conference finals or NBA finals or champions. You had the Warriors, the last team to do it, the 2015-2016 Warriors, who lost in the NBA finals. They, remember, started the season 24-0, which was insane. The 2002-2003 Mavericks started 14-0, lost in the Western Conference Finals. The 96-97 Bulls started 12-0. They were NBA champions. The 93-94 Rockets, 15-0, were NBA champions. The 57-58 Celtics, I remember them. That was one of my favorite teams of all time. They started 14-0, lost in the NBA Finals. And then the only team to lose in the first round was the 82-83 Sonics, who started 12-0, lost in the first rounds. And now you have the Cavs, 12-0, and we will see what that looks like. But the play of Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and Evan Mobley, like their big three, has been so consistent, and they are world beaters at the moment. The Thunder looked that way early, and still at this point, following their win last night, are back in the most wins in the Western Conference thus far.
SGA
but having to career high. You know, I was surprised that SGA hasn't had a 50-piece when I saw that. Yeah, because career high 45 points in their win last night over the Clippers. And when I saw it, I said, he hasn't had more than that? Doesn't it seem like he's had?
It seems like he should have at some point.
Right.
But where did SGA start at? Like, he didn't start off as the man in OKC. I feel like he started, wasn't he on the Clippers?
No.
Where was he? Did he start in Oklahoma City?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
No, he started. You're right. He started on the Clippers.
Okay, I thought so.
I'm trying to gaslight you.
I thought he started on the Clippers, and he was more of a role player that they were grooming to be sort of the next man up and in terms of face of that franchise, and then they traded him away. And so it's taken some time.
It was part of the Paul George trade.
Right. And so it's taken some time to acclimate himself to his new role as the man. Now, taking some time doesn't mean that he's had a whole bunch of bad games, a whole bunch of growing pains. No. It just means he hadn't had the opportunities just yet to drop off a 50-piece. But 45 is still pretty damn impressive.
Yes.
What was it, 45 and 5 steals? 45 points, 9 assists, 5 steals, I do believe. Like, SGA was out there balling last night, making James Harden and the Clippers look silly. Oh, my goodness. He was working them.
Yeah, 45 on 21 shots, 4 of 8 from 3, 9 assists, 3 rebounds, 5 steals, 2 blocks. Yeah.
Good man.
They are 9-2, but having to deal with the Chet Holmgren. That's the thing. So many of these teams are going to have to deal with the various injuries.
It's basketball. Deal with
It's
them.
basketball, baby.
I don't know what to tell you.
Well, for the Grizzlies and their NBA Cup, their group is the Warriors, the Pelicans, the Mavs, and the Nuggets. And they get the Warriors on Friday. They get the Nuggets. They get the Nuggets twice. Their first game against the Nuggets here on Sunday is not a group stage game. Their game on Tuesday, the 19th, is a group stage game. And I'm so excited to watch Nikola Jokic in person. Is he running away with his 4th MVP already?
I think so.
Like, I know it's early in the season, and somebody can certainly make the case. But if you have to pick somebody who is making the way too early case for MVP, it's Nikola Jokic. Like, he has been unbelievable. The Nuggets are 7-3, and it's all because of Nikola Jokic. And I am not being hyperbolic in that.
And if you ask me, my biggest surprise of the year is that.
Okay.
Like Nikola Jokic being this.
He's averaging 29.7.
Come on.
13.7 rebounds, 11.7 assists, 66% true shooting.
Like, that's incredible. He's got to be top 5 in the NBA in all of the major categories, right? Like,
Yes.
He's doing that because he has to. He has to do this. He has to put this team on his back, and he's shouldering that burden in the most phenomenal of ways. Nikola Jokic has been flat out amazing to start this season, 10, 11, 12 games in. And that, to me, I know Nikola Jokic is great. That's not the surprise. How great he can be is surprising, because I think there's a ceiling there. But the way he's been playing, he's playing like there is no ceiling. Like, he can just keep going and going and climbing and doing all of these incredible things, which is really, really fun to sit down and watch.
The only ceiling would be a dreaded injury. I don't even like to say it, speak it into the existence of the atmosphere. But it will be fun to see him play 2 games here. And again,
Nikola Jokic, 4th in the NBA in points per game, 1st in assists per game.
Yeah.
1st in rebounds per game.
Okay.
Like, what are we doing here?
What's the next leading scorer on the Nuggets? Hold on, I'll pull it up. Because he has had
Murray, doesn't it?
I would assume.
Jamal Murray
Murray's
like
averaging
23?
18 and Porter's averaging 18. So they're both averaging 18 points. And then Christian Brown, they actually have all of their starters are averaging in double figures, which is better than I expected, because it feels as if Nikola Jokic is putting that team onto his back, and the backpack is heavier and heavier each and every night. And I'm seeing these stat lines that are just absurd.
You don't get to lead the league in assists if your teammates are missing shots.
That's true.
Like, that's
That is how it works.
That's a team individual stat.
That is how it works. I was listening to the Locked On Grizzlies podcast with Michael Cole and Joel Molnox. They always do a very, very good job if you're looking for another Dailies Grizzlies podcast to add to your collection. They were talking about the Grizzlies' record through 11 games last season. Do you have any guesses, CJ, on what the Grizzlies were through 11 last year?
Yeah, weweren't they like 1-10?
They were 2-9.
Yeah, they weren't good.
Well, they started 0-6.
Yeah.
So it's a tough 0-6 start to the year. 2-9. It is like just highlights this 11-4 start despite what they have been dealing with injuries. It is impressive, and you've started to see some of the national NBA voices pick up on the depth of this Grizzlies team, and just the certified depth is what I'll call it, because it doesn't seem as if there's a question that this group can compete, that this team can find ways to win with Ja and Desmond Bane and Marcus Smart and Vince Williams Jr. and Gigi Jackson all out, and the rising play of guys like Jake LaRavia, Luke Kennard as a playmaker on Monday night, Jalen Wells, certainly stunning as a second-round pick who is making a very legitimate case to stay in the rotation going forward. Santi Aldama has been consistent, the emergence of Jay Huff, like all of those, Scottie Pippen Jr. even being ready to lead the team as starting point guard with Ja Morant injured at the moment. It's just all been pretty impressive. And it puts the Grizzlies in a place where you can sit here and feel better than other teams dealing with injuries as well. The Grizzlies are once again the most injured team. They have missed the most minutes by injury of any team in the NBA this season. And yet they're 7-4. Like, that's a good place to be, and the reinforcements are coming, or the enforcements are coming for the Grizzlies. The one stat that I saw that really jumped out at me yesterday, they jumped defensive rating after that Trailblazers game. They were 13th in defensive rating. They jumped all the way to 5th. That's what a game against the Trailblazers, that's what games against the Wizards and the Trailblazers back-to-back can do for your overall statistics. But
I'm assuming, I wasn't in the locker room, but I'm assuming a pretty good stern chewing out from Taylor Jenkins at some point following, what was it, the Nets game, where they just looked abysmal defensively?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the second Nets. Well, both.
Maybe
but the one on the road.
The first Nets game.
The first one that we watched at home? Yeah. Oh, when people were ready to cancel the season?
Yep.
Remember how bad it felt that day?
I do remember how bad
do you remember?
Felt. I do.
Everybody was in here.
Yeah.
God, it was like a mortuary in here. Like, oh, it's going to be a tough year.
Yeah.
And now things are looking brighter. And the Nets haven't been as bad as expected. I'm not trying to make a case for the Brooklyn Nets here on November 12th. And they lost to the Cavs earlier this week. I saw 105-100. And then they beat the Pelicans last night. The Pelicans are down bad. Have more injuries than anyone. They might enter the plant the flag for flag, or I'm just calling it the collapse for Cooper. The Cooper collapse.
I like the Pooper Cooper.
The Pooper Cooper.
Pooper Cooper.
Okay, that's kind of fun. I could get into that.
There we go.
Poop for Coop.
They're right
Play
now.
like poop for Coop.
I think they're in the playoffs right now. Now, it's 82 games.
The Pelicans?
The Nets.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I do that. I apologize. I think the Nets are in the playoffs right now.
They would be.
They would be.
In the way too early. They're 5th in the East.
They're 11 games, 12 games in, whatever that's worth for you. They're in the playoffs over in that other conference. So
yeah, it's in the East. It's Cavs, Celtics. Celtics are 9-2. Pacers are 5-5. God, the East again. This happens every single year. This is the East. Cavs 12-0. Celtics 9-2. And then Pacers 5-5. Magic 5-6. Nets 5-6. Knicks 4-5. The top 6 in the West. The Thunder 9-2. The Suns 8-2. The Warriors 8-2. The Nuggets 7-3. The Rockets 7-4. And the Grizzlies 7-4. And then when you go 7, 8, 9, 10, all of the teams right now in the top 10 in the West have a winning record. And in the East, 4 and down have losing records. Come on.
That's good stuff.
Come on. All right, we got to take a quick break here. When we get back, Will Coleman, former Memphis Tiger, is going to join us. He joins us every Tuesday. The Memphis Tigers got a big win on the road at UNLV this week. Still not ranked in the top 25, but we'll catch up with Will about what he liked about the play of PJ Haggerty and looking ahead for the Tigers when we come back.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
There's no substitute for experience, the knowledge gained from having been there before, and the passion to share what you know to make everyone around you better. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy.
Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Justin Timberlake.
I'm bringing sexy back.
The Forget Tomorrow World Tour. Live in Memphis. Justin Timberlake. FedEx Forum, Saturday, November 23rd. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The brand new single Selfish is available to stream and download now.
So if I get jealous, I can't help it.
For more, hit up justintimberlake.com.
One of the things I really do like about the history of the Memphis Grizzlies is that we have people who have moved here and stayed here. I like how much some of those guys have not only made millions here and won games here, but spent real time here and raised children here.
Yes.
And become a real part of the community.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
The three big beats this week. One was root for points in honor of John Roser. How about that Miami-Louisville game?
Good
Crushed
grief.
the over, which was 60. Finished with 97 total points, 52 to 45. Meanwhile, the Academy's covering again, both Army and Navy, getting the job done.
This.
Army, best start since 96.
America.
Navy crushed Charlotte. They're ranked 23rd and 24th in the country.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Who do you see ending up in the SWAC championship game? So give me your East and your West based on what you see right now.
If I had to say from what I've seen this year so far, I think you're probably going to get a Southern Jackson SWAC championship.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Welcome back. It is Tuesday. That means it is time to be joined by former Memphis Tiger Will Coleman. Will, woo! How you feeling about those 2-0 Memphis Tigers?
Man, it's a lot of great things going on right now. I just
You're kicking things,
kicking my feet
causing
too
a scene.
big.
It's okay.
My Tigers, they got the dub.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know this is y'all's segment when I leave TV Tuesday, but I did see. Obviously, I'm excited for Gladiator, and Denzel just released that he's going to be in Black Panther 3.
Okay.
So I'm super excited about that. But another conversation for another day. This is, I know we talking about my Tigers. Obviously, when you talk about my Tigers, can't help but talk about Haggerty and how crazy he went up there to will my Tigers to a win.
AAC Player of the Week.
Yeah.
Averaged 27 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists through 2 games. And
Yeah.
the bulk of those stats have come in the second half of both of those games.
Yeah, which is crazy. Now, if we can get 2 of those, 2 halves in one game like that. Now, obviously, I think it says a lot. Obviously, Haggerty can get to the rack. He can create and do what he needs to do. Me and CJ, again, same old song every single year. We still struggle from 3. Haggerty went, I think he went 0-3 the other night. But he's still proven to be efficient. Now, if we can just get him to turn it on both halves, that'd be great. But with that being said, when people watch us and when people see us, he's going to need a supporting cast ASAP. Because if they take him out the game, we in trouble.
And he wasn't even 100% this week. Penny talked about him and Hunter both having missed some practice due to injury. And so playing, despite not being 100%, having that performance. But Penny himself said it after the game. It's playing with fire a bit. And if you're concerned about playing with fire, and I think that's definitely, you can look at 2 things. One, you're 2-0 to start the season. You get a road win in a tough environment at UNLV. You get a home win against an SEC team that, yes, had a terrible SEC record last season, but is trying to be better this year. 2 top 100 Ken Pom teams. But you were also behind in those games and needed heroics from PJ Haggerty to get going. Like, where do you sit in the mold between those 2?
I just looking at it, it's like you said, it's like Penny says, playing with fire, but it's also a dangerous game because we're not going to always be able to come and fight from behind. We may go down in the first half, and we may come out, and a team may be able to stay on top of what they're doing. The team may be able to ride a game out, and the team may be able to see a game through its entirety. We can take the Mizzou game for an example. The first half, that 3-2 zone gave us fits. Gave Penny fits. Couldn't score in it. We couldn't knock down shots. It was terrible. But the second half, I don't know, Mizzou came out to 3-2, switched it up, and whatever the case may be, and that's where Haggerty and a couple other people really got off and really brought the game home. But, sooner or later, we're going to have some supporting help from a surrounding cast, and we're going to have to start shooting the ball. We're going to have to be able to make shots.
Is that something that's going to happen? Is that feels like we would know you've got shooters now?
Yeah.
Like if you're missing these types of threes as often as the Tigers are, it's not a good 3-point percentage team. It hadn't been a good 3-point percentage team in any of the exhibition games either. Doesn't it feel like Tigers just aren't going to be a good shooting team?
I mean, yeah. But at the same time, they say shoot or shoot, man. I just think a shooting rut or just a bad shooting person or a team or whatever the case may be, that's just something you got to work on and get out of. I think
I guess my question is, how do you get out of that?
Got to get in the gym.
Okay.
Got to get in the gym, man. Got to get in the gym. They got guys who are willing to help. They got guys on the staff that are getting in the gym. They got guys you can call, hey, I want to get shots up. They got guns. Basketball guns, not, because people, that's a running joke,
They got guns.
Yeah, they got guns, to shoot machinery.
I do love a basketball gun.
Yeah, I do too. It's great. And I think that's something we got to utilize. And again, guys got to want it. Guys have to want it.
So who outside of Haggerty has stood out to you as a guy who could want it, could be instrumental in connecting this outside of it just being a second half Haggerty save job?
I'm not giving up on Cisse.
Okay.
I'm not, just because as a big man, I'm biased.
You're biased.
And I really think he can do it on a daily basis. And I truly do believe, and I try and hold out hope for every basketball player, but I feel like if somebody gives us a game and shows glimpses of what they can do, then they have the ability to do it on a consistent basis. And so I think we're going to have a presence on the inside. Jordan plays hard. He's a leader. He's the one of the older guys on the team. But Cisse really needs to be dominant, alter shots, and not even necessarily block shots, but alter shots. I think altered shots and deflections are a stat that should be taken in any NBA or college, because I think that shows how active you are on defense.
Yeah.
But I'm really holding out hope for Cisse and hope he can, consistently average I'd like to see a 12 and 8 from Cisse, and I think he can do it.
Speaking of big men, because we forgot to show this in the last segment when we were going around the NBA, did you see the block by Victor Wembanyama last night?
When he faked him out and then turned around and
I think we have the video of it. I'm curious, how do you work around this? Because Victor Wembanyama, not even a fake, a full jump with the agility turnaround to then get the block on the other angle. I saw this and I was mesmerized by it. I watched it 100 times.
I think it's kind of like, I think a lot of people don't understand what goes into just athletics, period. On that clip, as you can see, obviously he's very tall. He's very tall. But the awareness and the focus that it takes, if you could play it again. Can they play it again?
Yeah, they can play it again.
If you played it, see when he slows down, you see how his head whips and snaps.
Right on the swivel.
It snaps immediately to try and find the ball. That kind of focus, it takes a lot of it. So as a big man or anybody that's playing defense, it's like spotting. For a dancer, when they're spotting, when they're spinning and they're turning, as soon as he hits the floor, he swings right back around to try and locate the ball, and he goes and gets it.
Is those quick improv moves, we talk about it a lot with Ja from guard play, and what makes Ja highlights so different and exciting and something that stops you in your tracks when they pop up on social. It's the same thing from Victor Wembanyama from a big man standpoint.
Oh, yeah. It's fascinating. And stuff like that, it's something, it takes talent and all kinds of, balance and athleticism and your equilibrium. It sounds silly, but just to be able to move like that and swivel and pivot and move as quick as you do on something like that, to find the ball, to react and get a block shot, it takes a lot of work and talent.
Were you able to watch the Grizzlies Trailblazers game by any chance?
Man, no, I be having a...
I know, you're you're an athletic director now. I was only asking because we got the first NBA version of Edey versus Klingon, something that we saw in the national championship game. But you've been able to see Zach Edey and the growth through these first couple of weeks. What has stood out to you? I
just think a lot of people, if you hadn't gone to a Grizz game, go to a Grizz game. But when I sit and talk to people, they don't realize, the biggest stick with what Edey was. He's too slow. He can't get up the floor. He can't move like he need to. But if you go and watch him, Edey is a lot quicker and is a lot more nimble than a lot of people give him credit for. And if you go see it in person, it's not the same as if you watch it on TV because everybody look like they moving relatively at the same speed other than your Ja Morants, your De'Aaron Foxes, and stuff like that. But if you go to a game and you really see how quick these guys move and how big he is, I think it's truly fascinating. And I think just him adjusting to the game, because some people will get to the NBA and they don't understand how big of a gap it is. You may be talented enough to get to the NBA, but that gap still with the talent level and being able to adjust to the gameplay is super huge. But to see him continue to get better and continue to grow in the game, I think it's awesome.
He's getting a better feel, too. His touch is better. He's catching balls more regularly. He's getting a better touch on the hook shots, on his finishes. You've definitely seen that. You've also seen a little bit of an attitude come out from him.
Yeah.
Like, we got to see him get into it with Jonas Valanciunas on Friday night.
Yeah.
We kind of gave him a shove after JV tried to rook him with an elbow.
Yeah.
And then he kind of got into it with the Blazers at the end of the game. It's funny, we were talking to Gary Parrish about it yesterday, and remembering in the March Madness tournament last year when Purdue punched their ticket to the Final Four, and Edey had that moment where he was like, we're effing winners. And it's this quiet looking, he's a more reserved guy, but he has these moments of passion that just pop out.
Them the ones you're supposed to be scared of. Them quiet ones, they kind of crazy.
I agree. And he has that crazy guy smile. Like early on, I can't remember what game it was, but it was one of the early, it might have even been a preseason game, but he was finally getting rolling. I think it was the preseason game against the Bulls. And he just has this small, like sly smile creep onto his face. And you're like, oh, I'm scared of you.
Major villain vibes. Like, could definitely be the heel.
Okay, wait, speaking of villains, because you casually just dropped news that I did not know happened. Denzel is going to be a part of Black Panther 3?
This is the report. This is what's been released on multiple. I'm a movie Marvel nerd, loving. I think CJ is too. So anything that dropped.
Good Morning Australia or something like that.
He dropped the news on Good Morning Australia?
I think it was something he was doing the press.
It's the Today. It says the Today Show, but it's the Today Show Australia when it's tagged. Australia's longest running breakfast TV program.
There we go.
Yeah, so anything Marvel, anything movie, I'm in it. I'm not a big DC guy because they consistently drop the ball.
Which is crazy. They've got the better stories.
Yeah,
They've got
man.
The better stories.
Yeah.
They can't seem to get the live action joints right. What do you see Denzel's role being in Black Panther? Right? Like, he can't be a Wakandan hero, can
I could see him. I could see him as a
he's
as a villain.
Be a one-off villain.
Yeah, I could see him as a villain. Somebody like a villain, or maybe somebody like a man. I can't remember what's
Killmonger.
Something like a Killmonger dad type of vibe, or something like that, or maybe like a long lost uncle, or from Shiri, or whoever, somebody. I don't know yet, man. But I just, whatever it is, he gonna kill it. Because Denzel, whenever his movie, his pedigree is just, because he said once before that he would never ever do a trilogy.
Yeah.
And he came out with all 3 Equalizers, and he killed all of those. I just feel like Denzel's name ain't nothing to play with, and if he gonna show up for something, he gonna kill it.
He also said that he's going to retire after this next batch of movies. So he's doing Black Panther 3, with a part being written specifically for him, a film about the military leader Hannibal, a new film with Steve McQueen, a film adaptation of Othello, and a King Lear project. A film adaptation of Othello. I swear, Denzel Washington is our greatest current Shakespearean actor, and I will not budge from that.
We're going to get a Hannibal movie.
Who's Hannibal?
Who's Hannibal?
You don't know who Hannibal is?
No.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, hey, let me tell you, I know y'all clip a lot of stuff in here, but clip this. Jessica Benson said she don't know what Hannibal is. We're going to let everybody know that.
Who's Hannibal, Will? Tell her who Hannibal is.
Yeah, Will, tell me who Hannibal is.
Hannibal was a very, I don't know, would you say deranged? Or would you just say crazy?
What are we talking about? I don't think he was deranged or crazy. I think he was great.
You think so?
Yeah.
He's in Roman times.
He was a great general. Oh, good grief. I don't think Will knows who Hannibal is. Check this out. Hannibal kicked it in Carthage. He and Rome, Punic Wars pop off. They end up fighting. He decides, you know what, F it. They're not going to be ready for this. I'm bringing my military up and around them. We're going to come down to get them. They're expecting us to sail across the ocean and come to hit them head on. We're going to sneak behind the walls and come down. And we're rolling with elephants.
He's the elephant guy.
They ain't
Okay.
even ready
a
for it.
gangster.
And so he sailed to France or where present-day France is, and then made his army march down through the Alps, right? That's the mountain range over there. They marched down through the Alps, and he took Rome, and then they were like, hey, Hannibal, while you was doing all that, we got your wife and your kids here in Carthage. Leave. He's like, okay, fine. And then the Romans ended up slaughtering him and his family. I think, or they say he killed his family and committed suicide to keep the Romans from doing that. I'm not sure. Romans ended up then going into Carthage and spreading salt in the fields to keep the crops from growing, to really punish Carthage in some like ancient medieval or pre-ancient medieval like chemical warfare type stuff. Yeah, Hannibal was the man. And like there are some people in this world who really rock with Hannibal because Hannibal's ass was black fighting those white ass Romans. And so that's why I'm like, oh, we're getting a Hannibal movie and we're getting a black Hannibal at that.
So who would you cast?
Denzel, what do you mean?
Yeah, Denzel's great. He's getting in a similar
Is he a little
vein.
old?
Yeah, Hannibal was old.
I thought Hannibal was young.
That's what I'm saying.
Old for the time. I feel like Hannibal, I feel like if you were over 20, you were old for back then. Right? Like,
Oh my gosh.
We don't know that he's playing Hannibal. We
gotta
just
be
know he's going
playing
to be in Hannibal.
Denzel's
He could
not.
be Hannibal's father.
No, he's playing Hannibal. He's got to be playing Hannibal.
He's 69 years old.
Yeah, he kind of.
Denzel.
Okay, that's fine. What does that mean to me? We want our generals to be older,
He's
more
69.
regal.
I know he's a young 69.
We want generals to be older and more regal. He's playing a Caesar right now, is he not?
Yeah.
He's going to be in Othello on Broadway
How old
with
is Othello?
Jake. Old.
Othello
Othello's
isn't old. Othello is not old.
Yes, he is.
He's not having that type of drama as an old man.
You had drama at any age.
Shakespeare did not specifically nail
is
Othello's
a
exact
younger man.
age.
Othello,
He has declined into the veil of the years. That's how it's described. He's old.
Othello is not old.
Iago's young. So Jake Gyllenhaal's character is young. He's 28. And Jake Gyllenhaal's way older than that. So he's pushing the boundaries. But Othello is somewhere in his 30s, more specifically
Okay,
33 to
all right,
36.
exactly.
But in the times,
Yeah.
in the times.
You're talking about here. You
Okay.
think somebody in the 50s all of a sudden catches jungle fever and decides to kill everybody? No.
Man.
That's funny.
That's some young man stuff to do.
Yeah.
If Denzel can play Othello, if he's young enough to play Othello, he's young enough to play the great general, one of the greatest generals of all time.
Who's going to be the next Denzel is my question.
Nobody.
Like the next great American actor, like dramatic actor. I know he can do everything, but true dramatic actor.
Times are changing. And ain't gonna be nobody. He going down in history.
As long as he doesn't do anything else stupid, he'll get another shot. And I think Jonathan Majors is still real good, right? Like as long as he just don't touch nobody else, man.
Have we
Just
canceled
something
him though? Is he?
He was in line. He was
who gonna give him a
absolutely in
shot
line.
though?
He was absolutely in line to be the next obvious choice.
He was canceled. Everything came out, and so now we're like, okay, I think he's good now. I think, but
They're trying to make Timothée Chalamet that. I'm not buying it. Andrew Garfield is someone who I would keep an eye on from young people who can continue to do
Andrew
that
Garfield's
realm.
still crying about Spider-Man.
So?
Hey, he got to move on, man.
It meant something to him.
It did, but
Andrew
he was
Garfield
also
is
the
a sensitive soul.
He was
I want
also the
every
worst
man to
Spider-Man.
I want every man to watch Andrew Garfield on Sesame Street where he talked about grief, and I want you all to
When he
learn
talks
about
about
tapping
grief?
into your emotions. Yes, it's one of those. You'll cry.
He
And if you
grieving
don't
about
cry-
Spider-Man.
No, he was grieving about his dead. I think it was his mom who passed away.
I mean, I know that, but still.
And he's still grieving Spider-Man. I just think it's so crazy. Like, it's crazy growing up and getting older and trying to figure out who's going to replace the like acting legends who have had such a stronghold on those kind of roles. Like, who else could play Othello? Like, what young person could play Othello? And CJ's completely right. Like, Jonathan Majors was absolutely in line to be that capital A serious
but
actor.
they did my boy wrong.
We get the people's sexiest man alive like the decision comes today. Who's your sexiest man alive? These are the important
let me tell you
questions.
something. I don't mind. Listen, let me tell you something. I don't mind. I got a couple solid man crushes.
Okay, give it to us.
I think Mark Wahlberg will always be in the discussion.
Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah. I guess because I'm a movie guy, I'm a movie buff. I love movies.
Wahlberg?
I like Mark. I like Marky
that's a
Mark.
good one.
That don't sound like Marky Mark.
Okay.
I like
Don't
Marky
call him
Mark.
that. He doesn't like that name.
Who?
He doesn't like that name.
Okay, I like Mark Wahlberg. I like Mark Wahlberg, man.
CJ, who's yours?
Yeah.
Who's your pick?
I mean, I feel like we've done this and it can't be this every single year. But nothing gets my heart a racing and the blood a pumping like seeing Sterling K. Brown shirtless. My goodness. Hot damn, that's a man right there.
Did he do anything this year?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. He was too. God, when he took his shirt off in that movie, oh my God, American Fiction,
Oh my
for
God.
no reason.
Wait,
He
was
was
American
jacked
Fiction
as
this
hell
year?
in American Fiction. Yeah, but it was at the beginning of this year because it was nominated for an Oscar last February.
Hell, look
so
better
the
than Hugh
movie came out
Jackman.
last year.
When Hugh came out his clothes in Deadpool.
Ooh, that's another one.
I think Glenn
Just-
Powell's
Man.
gonna win. I think it's gonna be Glenn Powell. This feels like Glenn Powell's year.
Man, what?
Yeah, coming off Twisters and the little rom-com with Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, I like.
I would take Glenn Powell
too.
over if they make it Travis Kelce. We need a break.
I like
People
Glenn.
need a break.
I like
The
Glenn.
odds are Glenn Powell plus 170, Jeremy Allen White on his tortured soul plus 340.
That's Jessica's guy. This
I like his eyes.
This butterface dude.
No, my guy is
Jessica's
Paul
guy.
Mescal, and I would add, but I've had to give on.
Another Butterface.
My friends have claimed Paul Mescal, so I've had to move on. I've recently claimed Andrew Garfield as top of my
Andrew
list. Yeah, I think he's
Come
so
on,
cute.
dog.
He's so lanky.
He's so sensitive.
Oh my
You like
goodness.
sensitive men?
Pedro Pascal is plus 340. Travis Kelce is plus 340. Ryan Reynolds is plus 340. Adam Brody is plus 430. Jacob Elordi is plus 500. Jonathan Bailey, who is having a moment with the Wicked movie, is plus 500. Henry Cavill, plus 650. Timothy Chalamet, plus 750. Jamie Foxx, plus 750. Kendrick Lamar, plus 750.
Kendrick.
What Kendrick?
What's my man's name from Abbott?
Oh, he's cute.
Everybody hates Chris.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, they love dude.
I'm telling you right now, I love him too.
And he got Crohn's.
Big broad shoulders. That
He has
nice
what?
chiseled chest.
Yeah, I think he got Crohn's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. Really? Yeah, I think so.
Tyler
James Williams.
Yeah, I think so. Somebody look. I think I saw something where he does battle Crohn's.
He has Crohn's?
Yeah,
Yes,
he
Kyle's
got Crohn's.
confirming that he
And
has.
it's crazy. It's impressive because a lot of people don't understand what Crohn's does to your body, and for him to look the way he does, instead because it attacks your weight, it does a lot of stuff
Yeah.
to your body. It's hard to keep weight on when you got Crohn's. But the fact that he looks the way he does and he still battles Crohn's, I think it's a testament to his health and wellness and how much he pays attention to it. But the brother look good, man.
Thanks for joining me in this People's Sexiest Man Alive. I'll make CJ do it again when we find out who it is
I can't
tomorrow.
I'm gonna be locked
As long
in.
as we don't do anything silly, right? Like, I don't need another one of those Paul Rudd types to be sexiest man.
Who was what's his name got sexiest man? Was it Tim or it wasn't Tim? What's my
Blake
dude name
Shelton.
from the
Blake Shelton.
from the
Blake
Blake
Shelton.
Shelton? Like, come on, bro.
man.
Come on, dog. Come on, man.
on.
He's not really like that.
He got a nice personality, I'm sure. but he
Yeah,
ain't
but
sexy. Come
nah,
on,
he ain't
dog.
sexy, dog.
Paul
He not
Rudd is
sexy,
cool.
dog.
He ain't
Paul Rudd
sexy.
cool. Yeah, he ain't sexy either.
Garfield, your boy Jessica, he cool. He ain't
He
sexy.
ain't
What are
No,
you
sexy.
doing?
He's sensitive.
He's sensitive.
sexy.
He's sensitive.
He's sensitive. He is
Sensitive
not
and
sexy.
Yes,
sexy.
he is. He's
Man.
British. He has an accent. It
Tom
raises
Holland.
the-
I'm taking Tom Holland before I
It
take
raises the
Garfield.
bar. It absolutely raises the
Tom
bar.
Holland is so short.
And that's all right. He's British. Idris Elba. He's British.
Well,
That's a good looking brother.
listen. Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
is a good
Idris
looking
Elba.
Tall glass of chocolate
He is
milk.
absolutely
Yeah,
a
right
good
there.
looking
Yeah,
man.
he climbed that tree right there.
Andrew Garfield is plus 750.
Oh my! Come on.
Austin Butler plus 750. This list goes on and on and on.
Austin Butler.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I don't. Lewis Hamilton,
Who's that?
the F1 driver.
Okay.
What's my boy name from Bridgerton?
Oh, the black
one-
one.
Yeah.
The one everybody was crushing on.
Oh, he was so cute.
He was
I
not.
mean, he still
his
is,
hairline
but
is atrocious and his hair is bad also. Y'all like these
I gave
tall,
up on
light-skinned,
Bridgerton after the first
green-eyed-
season.
When you
Square-headed.
British, European, you can do what you want when you.
Man,
they,
get out of here.
but he had the juice for a minute. Soon
Man,
as that show
for a
dropped,
long
man,
minute.
he had everybody. He had the
Long
women in a chokehold, dog. Especially on the opening scene. Soon that joint come on.
I'm
Yeah,
dead.
they was going.
The Memphis Tigers play Miami of Ohio. Ohio University, not Miami of Ohio. That is a difference. That was bad. Bad child of the MAC.
Nah.
Yeah, I hit myself for that one.
I'm excited for that matchup.
And there's a Miami of Ohio. I'm a little hungry, so my brain is not working at full capacity this morning. I've only had liquid since yesterday at midnight.
If you women are going to just hit yourselves, like, that's why we men got to protect you whether you want it or not.
Man.
Good Lord.
Will, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
Are you going to be at the Memphis, Ohio game?
That's in the blueprint.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and
I
get
love
down
that
there.
blueprint for you.
Yeah, that's in the blueprint.
Is this Friday, 7 o'clock. Get out there, support the Tigers at
Don't be
FedEx
late.
Forum. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll do a little TV Tuesday. CJ and I'll talk about what we're watching. I have what I'm already ready to dub my favorite miniseries of the year. And talking about capital A actors, the best actress of our generation. I am sure of it. We'll get into that. We'll get into SNL. CJ's watching a show about Florida Man. It should be a conversation. We'll be right back.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals takes it straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates.
At Southland Casino Hotel, it's time to work hard, play hard with our $500,000 giveaway. Earn entries October through November 9th and take home free play and amazing prizes on select Saturdays, including a big rig. Stay connected on social media for weekly drawing clues. Join us November 9th for the grand finale drawing where you could drive off in a four-wheeler, side-by-side, or big rig. Work hard and play harder at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Somebody else we have not seen in a long time is Morant. Since you've seen him, does he look any different to you, or is this the same superstar Ja that we were used to?
He's always getting better, so you just got to watch out for that. That's.
And it's a revenge tour. Yeah. It's a revenge tour, like the world's forgotten about me. And
I don't think they forgot.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
The three big beats this week. One was root for points in honor of John Roser. How about that Miami-Louisville game?
Good
Crushed
grief.
the over, which was 60. Finished with 97 total points, 52-45. Meanwhile, the Academy's covering again, both Army and Navy, getting the job done.
This.
Army, best start since 96.
America.
Navy crushed Charlotte. They're ranked 23rd and 24th in the country.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You know, we got to talk about Scottie Pippen Jr. Scottie has inked that contract. He is now officially off the two-way. He is a member of the regular rotation.
Well-deserved, from my opinion. Like, he straight up earned this one from all the time put in last season with the injuries to Summer League.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
TV Tuesday. Do you think any NBA players make it onto People's Sexiest Man Alive? Because they have the sexiest man, and then they have like 50 other men who fill out various categories.
I was just talking to the chat about that. I wonder if they'll, like LeBron James, for instance, throw him in there. Because like he's an older gentleman now, more distinguished. The women love the beard, and LeBron's beard game is pretty good. It's a pretty good beard game.
I just Googled. This feels like something that HR of working for an NBA company might not be about. But I said sexiest NBA players into the Google machine, and Ranker, the official, ranking machine, came out with the 38 hottest NBA players.
Okay,
You will never guess who they have at number 1. Never. You could guess 25 players, and I guarantee it is not.
Who is it?
It's Kelly Oubre.
Yeah. That makes sense.
That would be in your top 25?
Yeah, Kelly
I just wouldn't
Oubre.
think of that naturally. As I'm looking at the picture that they use of him, sure. Jason Tatum's number 2.
Tatum.
Anthony Edwards number 3.
Let's stop for a second. We as a society like them light-skinned, good hair.
That's specifically what this rating starts by saying.
Yes. We like them light-skinned, good hair dudes. Okay, go ahead. Anthony Edwards is 3. That is surprising.
Anthony Edwards is 3. Devin Booker is 4.
Another light-skinned with good hair.
Number 5,
Ja?
our very own Ja Morant.
Listen, the youth
I know.
love them some John Morant.
The 7th graders that I mentor, they are madly in love with him. Like when I told them that we were doing, it was like right after media day I had mentoring, and they were asking if I'd ever talked to Ja. And I was like, well, you won't believe this. Like, I just sat down with him yesterday. They were like, they're like, can we meet him? Can we meet him, please, when we come to the game? That's the only person that I want to meet. Like, they're going to be so disappointed when they come to the Grizzlies mentor game and they get, like, no disrespect.
Santi Aldama.
Santi Aldama, Jake LaRavia. Maybe Ja will come over and say hi. So he's very regimented with his pregame warm-up, so it usually doesn't coincide with when the kids are there. Zach LaVine.
Another light-skinned, good hair.
Jalen Green.
Okay.
Giannis.
Brown skin with good hair. Giannis.
A Greek god.
He's a freak on the court and a freak in the sheets. It's his own word.
Steph Curry.
Light skin, good hair.
And Damian Lillard.
All right.
So we'll see if any of them make the list.
I would say Steph makes it. I wouldn't be surprised if Steph was sexiest man of the year. That wouldn't surprise me at all. It wouldn't.
Coming off of the Olympics.
Yeah. That wouldn't be.
That'd be a surprise.
That wouldn't
it wouldn't surprise me if Travis Kelce is it.
That wouldn't surprise me
With
at
the
all.
Taylor Swift connectivity of it all.
Yeah.
All right, let's do a little TV Tuesday, what we're watching. The Emmys are a long, long way away, but I have my contender for Best Miniseries because I finally finished Disclaimer on Apple TV. If you've never heard of it, it's because it's on Apple TV, and Apple TV, once again, fails to promote its shows in any real effective way. This show was wild. I want to preface, the show will not be for everybody. It puts the mellow in melodrama. It's long. It's 7 episodes. A part of me would have loved for it to be a movie. Like the story-wise, I think could have been maybe more effective as a movie versus 7 episodes because it drags a little bit in the middle. But the twist in episode 7, it was unreal. And I am going to do my best. I am not going to spoil it for the people because I want the people to have the opportunity to watch this show. I think Cate Blanchett, we talked about Denzel Washington being like the greatest Shakespearean actor of our recent time. I think Cate Blanchett is the greatest female actress that we have in that kind of like in-between period of age ranges because you have people like a Meryl Streep or a Viola Davis, and then Cate Blanchett, I think probably is like maybe 10, 15 years younger than them. Just give her the Emmy today. Give her all the awards today. Her performance in the last episode was unbelievable. It was like Chris was watching it while he ate dinner last night, and he was like, I shouldn't be eating right now. Like, this is uncomfortable to be eating through. They put so many clues that we should have known all along. And it's such a testament to like the art of storytelling and narrative and like why we believe stories in the way that they are told versus maybe thinking that things are weird every now and then and there could be more than what meets the eye. I just thought it did a really, really good job of that, of exploring like the silence of trauma and why some people choose not to talk about trauma because it's easier and not letting that into a relationship. And sometimes that's easier than like leaning on love and leaning on hard conversations and communication. Oh, the only negative is that Sacha Baron Cohen's in it. And he's not even good in it. Could have been played by anyone else.
This is the sex show?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God, that sex scene has such a different layer to it.
Does it?
Oh my God. I don't want to I'm trying to be better about the whole non-spoiler thing. But like, if you start it, if I'm asking the people, if you start Disclaimer, please finish it. Like, it's worth the finish. Again, 7 episodes. I know it's long. I think a good miniseries can be 4 episodes, and I think this could have been crunched into 4 episodes. And the acting of Cate Blanchett and Kevin Kline, and then the oh God, why can't I think of her name? Leslie Manville. plays a motherly character on it as well. Like those three are just powerhouse performances. And then there's Sacha Baron Cohen.
All right.
So good. I wish there was more. You want to know what kind of show it is? It's the kind of show that I immediately wanted to listen to a podcast about.
Oh,
those are the worst. I hate when it does it to me. I hate when it does it to me. What are you watching right now?
I finished Agatha all along.
Okay.
I thought it was fine. For me, it was nothing to write home about. But that doesn't mean that I don't recognize the greatness in it. Like I know people who love it. Like sit down with Bennett one day and ask him about Agatha. He'll go on and on about it. It was really enjoyable for some to watch. It was more enjoyable for some to watch than it absolutely was for me. I thought it was just fine. But I do like the fact that this opens a door now for Disney to do Halloween-type shows in the month of October. Agatha is a witch who's trying to get her powers back, and this story sort of follows along with all of that ends up happening, having to get a coven and this annoying dude who's running around with you as well. So yeah, there's some good stuff in there. It also has a really interesting twist that sort of brings other characters in the MCU back into focus in really cool, creative ways. So I finished that. I need to watch the last episode of Penguin, and then I'm all the way finished with that. I started Kite Man also, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep rolling through Kite Man because it's just Harley Quinn without Harley Quinn, and the whole reason I watched that
is Harley Quinn.
And so I'm going to give it a couple more episodes, and then I'll figure out if I'm going to keep rolling with it. But the show I'm most excited that I'm watching right now is Florida Man, or It's Florida Man, where they take
emphasis on the comma.
They take actual stories from the infamous Florida Man, and they reenact them in really dramatic ways that are absolutely hilarious. And so in the first episode, there's a story about a guy. Hold on for me.
You're good.
There's a story about a guy.
Don't get choked up about Florida, man.
There's a story about a guy who needs money to go to a concert. And so he posts on Reddit, willing to do anything for money. And somebody hits him up and says, hey, I see you need money. Yeah, I got a task for you. Chop off my toes and a part of my foot and eat them for me. And I'll pay you like $5,000. And so he gets his friend involved, and the two of them go to this dude's house to she's there for protection, I guess. I'm not really sure why he went to a woman to bring her into this weirdo's home. And he chopped off this man 3 toes and a part of his foot to put in a skillet, fry it up, eat it, and then get the money. Yes, it's some good stuff. It's some good stuff.
So wait, is it a series or?
It's a series.
It's a series.
It's a series.
So is every story a different episode?
Yes.
Okay.
It takes different absurd episodes from the world famous Florida Man, and it has the actual people involved sitting down almost documentary style, telling like, hey, this is what happened. And then it has some pretty well-known actors and actresses acting out these scenes as well.
Ooh.
So, like, it's hilarious to me. It's so funny. The episodes are like 30 minutes. It's quick listen. It's good stuff.
We need to get back into the docuseries documentary gang. I really want to watch the Martha Stewart documentary on Netflix. I think because I heard it was good. Okay. Yeah. I heard it gave good perspective. And there's some like...
Perspective on what?
I don't know. I feel like Martha Stewart is this figure who we know that she was for people my age, she was the queen or one of the queens of like the home industry with cooking, with organization, with throwing dinner parties, whatnot, with manners. And then she went to jail, and then she became friends with Snoop Dogg. And it's kind of like bada bing, bada boom. But I feel like there's more to her story. I don't know the story of Martha Stewart. I just know her very peripherally. And apparently she tried to kill off some New York Post reporter, or I don't know who the reporter was for, in the show, who she had like a feud with. And she was like, well, thank God she's dead. And then that reporter is not actually dead. So she wrote a new article. She was like, I'm alive, B-word. And that's the headline of the article. And I want to know the details of that. So that's why I want to watch the Martha Stewart thing. I think I'm going to take a break from like political type television. We watched John Oliver last night. was like, I don't need to watch this. I love John Oliver. He does a fabulous job. His team of researchers is great, and we'll definitely get back into it. But like, I can't do the 1-2 punch of Oliver Stewart at the moment. I kind of need a cleanse.
Okay.
A cleanse, if you will. You watched SNL.
I did watch SNL.
With Bill Burr over the weekend. Bill Burr and MKG, who I'd never heard of before in all my life, the musical guest. Had you ever heard of MKG? No. Did you watch any of MKG? I know you fast forward through those.
Fast-forwarded.
You tell me your thoughts on the monologue.
I loved it. I thought
you
it was
loved
good.
it.
I loved it.
You
I
loved it.
I thought it was hilarious. I don't think. I can't believe I got to say this out loud.
Say it.
I don't think feminists are ugly, and I don't understand why there's a rush to put on shoes that don't fit. Right? Like if the shoe fits, wear it. Feminists aren't ugly, so why are you running to jump and attack him for making the ugly woman joke? Oh, I mean feminist joke, right? Like I don't understand that part of it. I thought the joke about being sick and trying to figure out who gave it to you was really good as well. Yeah, all in all, I enjoy Bill Burr and I enjoy his style of comedy. I thought it was good.
I usually really like Bill Burr, so I want to preface with that. Like, I liked the last time he was on SNL. I thought he was really funny. I enjoy, like, edgy comedy that makes me laugh. And, like, there's no way to say what I'm about to say without somebody out there being like, oh, there she goes. The super woke. This is why the election went the way that it went. I just thought in the moment, I did not need Bill Burr to tell me that even in a funny way. And I think there could have been a funny way to do it. It bombed. Like, it bombed in person. No one was laughing at SNL. I know from my friend group, anyone who still watches SNL regularly, like, we were all texting each other in real time saying, ugh.
But it was, yes. Even Weekend Update didn't do well.
I liked Weekend Update.
Weekend Update, the crowd wasn't here for those types of jokes.
I don't think anyone was really in a place yet to laugh. Like, anyone who's tuning in for those reasons. I laughed at the opening. I thought the opening was funny.
The opening was good.
They went a similar route that we went.
Yeah.
The
opening was good. The first sketch was good. The Rorschach test.
Was Michael Shea really drinking on Weekend Update? Because I don't think you can actually
It
drink.
looked like whiskey to me.
But it looked like whiskey.
Why can't you drink? We talked about the Rorschach skit was great with the firemen and the skit with your father, trying to talk, like, have a real conversation with your father, and all he's trying to do is talk about his favorite sports team or talk about something mundane like your car.
It was a very dudes-focused episode of SNL, which I'm glad that you guys have something.
Yeah.
I don't want the dudes to feel lonely anymore.
No. Well, we need it.
It is our job as a society to build back up the dudes.
Well, listen, what happened to when men were men?
Yeah. You know? What happened?
You know, let's make men great again. Let's go.
Anyway, I just thought...
You just what?
I just thought the whole episode was... I desperately wanted to laugh. And maybe it was on me and some others where, like, we just weren't ready to laugh. I think that's certainly a mix into it and plays a big part. But if anyone has a really good comedy out there right now... Did you watch My Old Ass?
No, not yet.
Not a comedy.
Okay.
Not what you're going to expect.
That's
it was
fine.
great. It might be my favorite movie of the year.
Okay.
It was really good.
You couldn't watch Dr. Climax. I've been trying to get somebody to watch this damn
No.
TV show. No.
No.
You want something that's going to make you laugh. Oh, but that gets political also. Never mind.
I need something just straight funny.
Abbott Elementary is out.
Yeah.
That's still around. I'm partial to The Neighborhood. It'd be a great time for you to start The
Oh,
Neighborhood.
great. I'm too nervous to start The Neighborhood
Why?
because you've made connections that if you constantly say you're going to be really mad that I compare you to this
You
character.
are, but like it's you guys. It is. It's a good show. You'll like it. But
What's that on again?
It's on the CBS. So
No,
the
I don't have.
Paramount.
That's the one I don't have. That's why we haven't done this.
Okay.
I always forget that.
You can't record it on your TV.
Yeah, but then I'd be behind.
So it's fine.
Okay.
Check this out. It's not a whole lot of depth to this damn TV show, Jessica. It's a sitcom.
Oh yeah.
You just hop in, sit down, watch. You'll figure it out. You could do Abbott, The Neighborhood. I'm into.
It could be a movie too. If anyone has a funny movie.
I watched
the two movies I've seen in the last week. I bawled my eyes out.
We don't do stand up in TV, but I watched Tom Papa's stand-up special. There's a new one. Watched Ali Wong's also. I watched another stand-up that was pretty. Deion Cole has a new one out as well.
I'll find a good stand-up.
There's some stand-ups out
That's
there
what I'll find.
that you can rock.
I gotta finish Fight Night. I've got to keep making my way through Industry.
Okay.
We haven't even started Shrinking. That's the thing. We just got to get back in a rhythm.
Papa's House. That's a new one.
Papa's House?
That's the new Damon Wayans show. Damon, what's his son? Is it Damon and Damon Jr.?
Oh.
They're both in it.
Well, Steven in the chat said the pilot was good and then it got stupid.
What got stupid?
Papa's House.
Okay. Well, listen, it's only been, 3, maybe 4 episodes, so here's hoping that it gets better.
All right, I'll find some things to watch. Tonight, though, I'm watching the Cup. The NBA Cup. The Emirates NBA Cup. It is better than in-season tournament. Like, I'm glad we quickly moved on from IST. Yeah. The IST is out. The Cup is in.
Start Florida Man. Watch first episode of Florida Man.
All right.
It's a 25-minute episode, so just sit down, watch
some Florida Man.
Watch the first episode and then decide.
Okay.
It's somebody in the chat pointed it out. I forget who said it. But it's got some drunk history to it.
Oh, I love drunk history.
Watch Florida Man.
Florida Man it is.
Watch Florida Man.
All right, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. It will be a Grizzlies game day as the Grizzlies take on the Los Angeles Lakers, a nationally televised game coming up tomorrow night. We will have the first action of the NBA Cup to break down. Warriors, Mavs tonight, along with Knicks, Sixers. Both of those games on TNT. D'Angelo will join us tomorrow. We'll do some WTF. It's always fun. And we're going to have Memphis men's soccer coach join the show tomorrow. The Memphis women lost.
No.
Memphis women lost yesterday. They'll miss the NCAA tournament. A bummer, but they have been such a powerhouse. We will catch up with the Memphis men's soccer team that is still in it on tomorrow's show. We'll see you then. Bye.
There's some good funny stuff out there.
I'm going to search.
There's some good minds.
I've been really stuck on TikTok, and I've got to get off TikTok.